Let's have a segment. This is a part of the extra bonus. Let's have a segment when you talking about the speakeasies all over New York. Just speakeasies all in New York in 1920s. And we could go into the 40s with it. So you can see how it transferred from the 30s with Frank Costello, Copacabana, then going to the Storks Club, which was one of the most popular clubs at the time. But let's talk about Dutch Schilt's Embassy Club. Um, Maya Lansky and Luciano. What's the name of their club again? They had a famous club. Lex Diamond, Hotty Toddy. What is it? The Hotty Toddy? But it was 2 murders in here, something like that. Let's talk about all of these clubs. Of course, Club 21. Let's talk about just speakeasies all over New York. You could get into the Cotton Club, the most famous club of them all, in Harlem. But all the clubs in Harlem in a small mile radius. You had the Small Paradise? Small Paradise, which was legend. People don't tell you that. All over in Harlem. All the blacks people performed there. Bill Jingles and all of that. Let's talk about man, there was so many clubs, man, in Harlem knowing itself. But let's talk about all of that. You know what I'm saying? We got just have a segment with that. We could have also segments about the circuit. Who was running the circuit? Circuits meaning who was the entertainers? Like Luciano and them had Sophie Tucker, even Al Capone, where he had the funny comedian. What's his name? Damn, what's his name, man? But Al Capone hired him. Or Boo Boo Huffman had a couple of people down there in Philly. Let's talk about who was under, and or what about with the boxing? How Oni Madden and Dutch Schultz had the Primo Canary, one of the biggest boxers of the time of the 20s, but he was a fake. But he was ran by Oni Madden and Dutch Schultz. Let's talk that before Frankie Carbo, the mobster out of Queens or Brooklyn, had the whole Madison Square Garden with all the boxes, Sonny Liston and all of them. So let's talk history. We're going to dig deep. Let's talk about the whole mob circuit. Not just John Gotti and all these other, those are regular guys, man. Let's talk deep, though. Other dudes that just not talk heavy about. You know what I'm saying? So let's dive in deep. So I love what you're doing, brother. Keep up the good work. But let's just add a little more. And I know you always constantly working. I love what you're doing. Like I said, you surpassed me because I thought I was ill with it. But your history is even deeper than mine when it comes to it. I mean, I love it. You know what I mean? Because you teaching me. So let's keep these things up. I'm just showing you other people you could look at. Let's talk about the crooked mayor of New York, not just Jim and Jack, but you even could go in, not Philo LaGuardia. It was one of the crooked dudes we had. Man, there's a lot of history, but you could go back, not just to the gang riots, because I see how you did not the 40 Thieves, but you did the Dead Rabbits, and you did the William M. Poole with the the Bill of Butcher. But let's talk the YO gang. You gotta talk the YO gang. The YO gang is what started the gangs today. This is the first gang that started into the modern day gangs today. Because supposedly made men come from out of the YO gangs. Am I correct? Because you couldn't be a member unless you killed somebody. That was early YO gang. They go back to the 1870s. So before they died out in the 1880s, so as the 1890s come along to the 1900s circuit, let's dig deep. You know what I'm saying? You gotta talk to YOs. So then after that, we could talk all the other gangs. And if you want to make a segment of Cyril Terranova, I think that's regular now. It's becoming regular with the Black Hand and Giuseppe Morello. But you can still talk these guys if you want. Or the Navy Street gang, with the Camaro. With the Kamari, pardon me. But let's talk, the other mobsters, man. There's just so many people. Let's go left with it. Let's talk about, matter of fact, one last extra bonus.